Welcome to Destined to Soar, a television news magazine that is dedicated to showcasing businesses, entrepreneurs, and organizations that are making a tremendous difference in our community. I am your host, Angelia Bills, and I am president and CEO of Eagle Productions, LLC, a full-service marketing firm. Welcome, and joining me today is Mr. Brian Hall, who is our Chief Marketing Officer of Explore St. Louis. Since 2007, Brian has served as Chief Marketing Officer, where he has done a phenomenal job of marketing St. Louis to the nation. Welcome, Brian.
What do you mean to the nation? To the world.
To the world, that's right, to the world.
I'm so proud of you. You've got your own show. It's great to be here with you today.
It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, so how are you doing? I always like to start off with.
I'm great. The weather's is decidedly sunny. It's getting warmer.
Yes.
We're gearing up for spring break here in St. Louis, and travelers, a big weekend in downtown St. Louis. We have about 60,000 folks in downtown St. Louis, so that always puts a smile on my face.
Wow, 60,000 folks. Tell me what they're doing down there.
Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament, and at America Center we have the Home and Garden Show. So another 20,000 folks coming through America Center and making plans to improve their homes.
Oh wow, it sounds like I need to get down there.
You do. You got to get your home improvement on.
Yes. I was looking around. I was like, it's time to paint those walls and do something with that garden. So that's a great plug for that. Go. Yes. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about you before we jump into St. Louis. So you have had this role for over 15 years and you have just truly made it your own. So tell me, what is your secret to everything that you do?
That's high praise, first and foremost. I think the secret to my longevity is that the tourism scene here in St. Louis is so dynamic and it continues to change. You know, think about the $380 million transformation of the Gateway Arch grounds. You think about Ballpark Village Phase 1 and then Phase 2. You think about NGA and the development that's taking place there. You think about Major League Soccer, and we have a brand new stadium coming out of the ground. And then you look at Forest Park and all the world-class attractions that we have throughout Forest Park. So our tourism dynamic continues to change, and it just gets better. I added it up a couple weeks ago, some $10 billion worth of new investment in tourism infrastructure that I have to sell. And I'm so proud to represent this community to travelers of all types, literally around the world. And increasingly, with new flights, new service, courtesy of Lufthansa, connecting us with Frankfurt, we're now open to the world.
Wow, you're right. You do market St. Louis to the world, and you have done an awesome job of that. And, you know, we have made it through the pandemic, just about. Just got over that hump. How did you make it through the pandemic with the Visitors Commission?
Well, I got to tell you, there was no industry in the world, let alone St. Louis, that was more impacted by the pandemic than travel, tourism, and hospitality. We quite literally were brought to our knees. I mean, hotels, some were shuttering. You know, there were certainly downsizing in reference to personnel that were on hand. Hundreds, thousands of hospitality professionals here in St. Louis were furloughed. Event activity at America Center came to a standstill. But beginning mid-2020 and then certainly ramping up in 2021, event activity began returning. And I'm really proud to share that the convention calendar for 2022 is really, it's almost back to 2019 levels.
Wow.
And then the other saving grace throughout the pandemic has been leisure travel. Leisure travelers continued to have experiences. They continue to purchase hotel rooms. They continue to visit many of the world-class attractions here in St. Louis. So we were really buoyed by both event activity at America Center in addition to leisure travelers coming from around the Midwest. So the table's now set for a great recovery, and every week that passes, we get closer and closer to closing that gap between present performance and that which we experienced back in 2019.
Right.
2019 was kind of, it was a bellwether year for
Yes.
tourism. It was absolutely wonderful. So we benchmark against 2019 moving forward.
That is awesome, and just congratulations on that. And you know, our show is actually seen throughout the nation, so feel free to let people know about how great St. Louis is. Can you do like a little pitch about why people should come to St. Louis and visit our town?
Well, I'd be happy to. We have so many world-class attractions that people can enjoy, ranging from ascending to the tallest man-made monument in the United States, 630 feet high,
Yes.
incredible views from the top of the Gateway Arch, to visiting baseball heaven, the
Right.
home of the St. Louis Cardinals over at
Yes.
Busch Stadium, to Ballpark Village, to Forest Park, Angelia. You know,
Yes.
Forest Park is nearly twice the size of Central Park in Manhattan.
Wow.
And we have 5 world-class cultural destinations that people can enjoy, ranging from the Missouri Botanical Garden to the St. Louis Zoo. And our St. Louis Zoo
Yes.
is free for people to attend.
Yes.
You don't even have to buy a ticket. And it's consistently ranked and voted as one of the best zoos in the United States. Our art museum is second to none.
Right.
Our cultural scene in this community is absolutely amazing. And one of the really cool opportunities that folks have upcoming is that we are going to have at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center the world premiere of The Karate Kid, the musical.
Wow.
So think wax
Wow.
on, wax off.
Oh, gosh.
It's being created,
Yes.
perfected, and performed here in St. Louis with a star-studded cast, and we're going to be exporting it from St. Louis to Broadway.
Oh, wow.
So
that is
forget about
awesome.
Broadway coming to
Right,
St.
we got
Louis.
Broadway right here, right?
And then we're going to send it to Broadway.
Yes, that is amazing.
So
That is
I like to say
amazing.
to people that we
Yes.
have all of these world-class cultural amenities that are
Yes.
all right there for you. You don't
Yes.
have to wait in line. You don't have to pay through the nose. In fact, many of them are free. So
Yes.
it's all within reach for folks that visit St. Louis.
That
You
is
can have all of this modestly priced hotel accommodations, easy to get to, because
Yes.
we're connected with 4 interstates. We have a great airport. So airlift is abundant and affordably priced. Getting
Yes.
here by car is a piece of cake.
That
And
is-
once you're here, you're going to have a great time.
That is awesome. I'm excited. I'm like, wow, this is our city that we're talking about. And I just really feel like St. Louis is on a comeback. I mean, we really are.
I think that
Yeah.
now is our time.
Yes.
We've had some fits and starts in reference to really coming into our own.
Yes.
But this is our decade,
Yes.
and I think that when you look at all the development activity that I was mentioning
Yes.
a couple of minutes ago, and you look at what people want, they want authentic experiences that are convenient and approachable and affordable.
Yes.
And we offer that in spades.
We do. No $40 parking here for a day, right?
That's right. I mean, not only do we
Yes.
not charge, excessive rates for parking, but so
Right.
many of our attractions are free. And
Yes.
I've got to tell you, one of the things that has been helping us in, as far as spreading the word, Angelia,
Yes.
is St. Louis celebrities.
Yes.
Homegrown, STL-made celebrities like Sterling K. Brown
Yes.
from This Is Us, who grew up just a couple of miles from where we are right now.
Right.
Like John Hamm, Jenna
Yes.
Fisher, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Andy Cohen. They've all come together to help market their hometown.
Yes.
And their campaign, it just makes me so proud, the campaign that we've created with them. You know what we
Right.
do is we sit down and we interview them and we ask them what they love about the community.
Yes.
We take their unscripted, heartfelt remarks and we put them together in 30 and 15-second commercials and we run them around the nation.
Wow.
It is the gift that keeps on giving.
It really is. And my favorite famous St. Louisan is Jennifer Lewis. I got the opportunity to meet her. She is amazing.
And we both met her, I
Yes.
think, on the same day because I recorded her that day. She is
Yes.
such a thespian and larger-than-life personality.
Right.
And it was a privilege to sit
Yes.
down and chat with her. And we're so proud to feature her in one of her commercials. And
Yes.
she talks about the ABCs of St. Louis,
Right.
and she does it so masterfully
yeah.
and powerfully. She's just has
Yeah.
such a powerful delivery.
Yes, I love her. So real quickly, if we could just talk about what do we have to look forward to in St. Louis? What conventions and shows are coming to town for us to see?
We've got a full convention calendar in 2022, and the other thing that's really cool in reference to our convention calendar is simultaneously we're going to be making improvements to America's Center.
Okay.
We're going to be investing about $210 million in creating outdoor space, a 60,000 square foot ballroom. We're going to have an entirely new layout for our exhibit space, covered loading docks. The project is called AC Next Gen, and we're moving ahead with it. It is so darn exciting. So watch for even more event activity coming from America's Center, because this is going to allow us to compete on a national and international level for that coveted convention activity.
Well, we are getting ready, and thanks to you, I think that we're going to make it. So congratulations on all that you do, and thank you so much for stopping by.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Sure, you're welcome. Take care.
You bet.
Today I would like to present to some and, well, present to most and introduce to others, Mr. James Tatum, owner of James Tatum Financial Services. James is a licensed professional with over 10 years of financial experience in Missouri, Illinois, Virginia, Texas, Florida, Idaho, and Tennessee. James is also a graduate of Lindenwood University's MBA program. Welcome, James. How are you today?
I am fantastic. How are you? And thank you so much for inviting me. That was a great intro.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, James. I've known you for, it seems like forever, but it's been about 8 years, right?
It has been, yeah.
Yes. And I saw you just, grow on your trajectory of your financial services firm.
Well, yes.
Yes,
it's come along very well, and so have you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So you are known as being one of the leading women wealth consultants in the St. Louis area. Just tell me about your business and what led you to this particular market.
Well, I've got 3 beautiful daughters, and I also worked at United Parcel Service, and I had a group of ladies that worked with me and for me, and they were fabulous ladies. They worked very hard and they did an exceptional job. But when some life unexpected events would take place, be it a divorce or some other personal reasons, then it would affect their performance on the job.
Yes.
And so with that, I found that they lacked the knowledge and understanding of how money really worked.
Yes.
And as I saw that play out in my own daughters, then I saw the magnitude of the issue. And then that's when I made it a choice that I was going to focus my practice on helping women and help them become more knowledgeable of how money works and how that knowledge could help them lead a better lifestyle.
That is so true and so awesome. And I would say the last 2 years have truly been the years of the woman.
It has, yes.
Yes, many women are just up and coming and become more of them, or become more of us, them. More of us are just becoming the heads of household and taking care of business. And this is so different from maybe 40 or 50 years ago, where a lot of the men were the leaders and heads of the household and the husband.
Exactly.
So how important do you feel it is for women to be able to be involved in their financial futures and not just, depend on their husbands or their bosses even to manage their finances?
I think it's extremely important. Like you said, women have been more so depending on the man to take care of the finances, and they kind of fell back. And now life is changing. Women are becoming the predominant figure within the household, either by themselves or even with a man. But with that, not having the knowledge and understanding of all the different intricacies of money, it becomes a stressful situation.
Yes.
And so what I do and how I work with them is that, first of all, you have to have a plan.
Yes.
And you have to have a plan that you understand where you want to go with your life and with your finances. And then you have to understand what money does.
Yes.
You know, we get our paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, and it goes into 4 different places. Either go in protection, it go in savings, it go in debt, or it go in lifestyle. And the biggest bucket that we have in that location is debt.
Yes.
And the reason we have so much debt is because of the way we want to do our lifestyle. And we constantly fill it back and forth. And then we try to save a little bit, but we save very little. And even when we save and we try to pay down a little bit of debt, we just recycle it. And then
Yes.
in protection, most people buy the least amount of protection at the lowest cost. And what happens is that if any unexpected event happens, they're not prepared for it.
Yes.
And so I help women understand that they need to protect themselves against lawsuits. If you go out there and have an accident and you run over somebody and kill them, you're going to get sued. And you're going to get sued for everything that you have as far as assets are concerned. And,
Right.
and nowadays, with everybody averaging...
I like how you said that so calmly. It's like you might run over somebody. But it's
Well,
true.
but it's
it's
true.
true. You
It's
know, we
true.
never think about the worst case scenarios happening. We don't have the rainy day fund mentality that we
Right.
should have, that because we know that it's going to rain one day. One day there's going to be some things that are going to happen in your life that you're not going to be pleased with. So it's important for people to plan for the worst case scenarios, don't you think?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
with people driving down the highways now at 80 miles an hour, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I teach the ladies that I work with to make sure you have the proper liability coverage in place, not only for your car, but also for your home.
Yeah.
And then make sure you've got disability coverage, because you're more likely to become disabled than you are to die. 40% of the people in the workforce usually become disabled at some point in time. So you can't work, you can't bring in an income, you can't take care of your bills. And one of the things, Angela, I'm finding with most of the ladies, or a lot of the ladies I work with, is that you don't have a will or trust or power of attorney in place, and you have children.
Yeah.
And what happens is probate will dictate to where those children are going to go. So we must put those things in place to protect our families. And then, of course, life insurance. And life insurance is one of the major pieces of that protection. I just recently worked with a beautiful couple here in the last month that they just recently got married. And they married with a two children family. And we sit down and we went over all of their finances, but the one thing they didn't have in place that was solid was life insurance.
Yeah.
And so with that, we got the husband placed into a policy, $1 million policy for like $100 a month. Now, anybody can afford that if they've got income coming in.
Right.
So they were very excited, and they felt a lot more confident. And,
Yeah.
you know, but those are some of the things that I try to help the ladies do and understand.
Yes, yes. And I know that you have done some seminars in the past, just helping people to, you know, be knowledgeable about these type of products and services that you offer. Are you still doing those seminars?
I am. In fact, I'm working with a couple of ladies now. We're going to do something for the Boys and Girls Club. I have a presentation for the charitable St. Louis County Foundation, Charitable Foundation Library. to give a presentation there. And then Hootsman Realty, I'm doing a presentation for them. And I got a couple of others. So I am doing them. COVID, of course,
has made everything virtual, right?
Set it down a little bit,
yes.
but I'm still out there trying to help educate us on how money really works and how that knowledge can help us. Because I'll tell you, we're losing so much money because of transferred money going away from us.
Yes.
We work hard every day, and we just kind of give it away, not knowing where it's going.
Yes, and not realizing that one day it's going to rain, one day we're going to get older,
right,
and not be able to work as effectively as we have in the past. So, yeah, those are important things.
And that's one of my key conversations, too. I work with pre-retirees and retirees. And we do a lot of planning on the accumulation of our wealth. We try to invest it to try to get the greatest return.
Yes.
But we don't plan so much on the distribution of our wealth. Once we get to the top of that mountain and start going down, we don't have the right distributions in place.
Right.
And so what happens is that in a period of time, it could be a short period of time, you could run out of money by drawing too much from what you've accumulated.
Yes.
You're going to be, in a lot of cases, retired longer than you worked.
That's true.
And so you have to be prepared to make sure that you've got the resources to take care of you on a guaranteed basis. And so I work with the pre-retirees and the retirees in doing that and trying to make sure people set themselves up now and making sure they're prepared in the future.
That is true. So James, you are very involved in the community. What initiatives, and you kind of talked about that a little bit with the Boys and Girls Club, but what initiatives are you currently working on with your community organizations?
One of the big ones is that I'm working with the Legacy Institute. In fact, I'm on the board with the Legacy Institute. And that is, we're bringing in children of ages between 5 and 21 on a Saturday between 9 and 3 to get life skills other than things that they don't normally get in school.
Yes.
But they'll meet on Saturday and they'll go to Confluence Academy. That can be found on the legacyinstitute.com website or on Facebook. So, you know, you can find all that information, and it will start up April the 2nd, and they're taking registrations now. But that is the main one I'm working on.
Well, that sounds great. Well, how can someone get in touch with you?
JamesTatumFinancial.com, and that'll have all my information on it, or JamesZeroTatum@Outlook.com. And by the way, my grandson was 24 years old yesterday.
Yes, yes.
And his number's 0.
Yes, and I love how you just kind of mildly said, my grandson is 24. We know that your grandson is one of the most famous people in the St. Louis area, so please give us your grandson's name.
Jason Tatum.
Yes,
and
yes.
my great-grandson is Deuce. Beautiful. Oh, they were so awesome.
Yes, yes.
I almost break out in tears whenever I think about him.
I can imagine. I know you have to be a proud granddad. I mean, the whole city is proud of Jason Tatum. So, so we'll say happy birthday. You want to tell him happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason. So James, thank you so much for being with us. And as he said before, if you would like to get in contact with him, go to JamesTatum.com. JamesTatumFinancial.com. JamesTatumFinancial.com. Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for all that you do for the community.
And thank you as well.
Yes. Up next, we're going to have Anika D. Porter, President and CEO of Lifespirations, who is here to give us a Lifespirations moment.
According to Forbes.com, your purpose in life matters. And I agree. Over 500,000 people globally have launched and registered new businesses. And so what does that tell you? That people are finding their purpose. Your purpose in life will help you navigate through painful situations. Your purpose in life comes with peace and power. Your purpose in life will define you and help you be in proper alignment. You were not created to live your life miserable. You were created for something greater, something that is on the inside of you, and it's your time to rise up. So I speak power over your life. I speak purpose on you, and I call you out of a place of complacement. It is your time to shine. I'm Anika Porter. Thank you.
Brought to you by James Tatum Financial, your women's wealth consultant. Contact him today at jamestatumfinancial.com.